Hello, and welcome to my presentation where I'll be critically evaluating how and in what ways I can be enterprising in the career that I aspire to achieve. Career aspirations. It's now that point of university where I'm commonly asked, so what are your plans after university? Are you getting a job in hospitality? And are you going to be working in a hotel? Understandably, that would be the next steps, but that's not what I would want to do. The plan. I would actually like to start my own business. In fact, study shows that 25% of graduates run or plan to begin their own business straight out of university, and student entrepreneurs collectively turn over £1 billion a year. The what and the why. So now I'll explain what the idea is. I would like to open my own authentic Indian street food style cafe in London. Why I want to do this. During my 4 years of university, living away from home, I have struggled to find authentic Indian food, and street food being my favourite was even more difficult to find. Overall, the Indian food market is worth 3.6 billion alone. However, 90% of curry houses are owned by Bangladeshi origin nationals, as studies have found, which could have impacted my search for finding true authentic Indian food, which was further explained through research where it was suggested by Jang et al. That no matter how authentic a restaurant claims to be, it is reliant on the individual customer who would base their own preferences of authenticity on previous experiences, memories, and knowledge, otherwise known as subjective authenticity, from where my business idea solidified and I wanted to bring my subjective authenticity into reality. The question now to be asked is, why do I want to start a business and not get a job? There are many driving factors towards this decision. The driving factors that have moved me to making this decision have been community influences. John and Morgan's research suggests that an environment someone is surrounded by can have a significant influence on their mindset. Throughout my university time, I have been surrounded by people who come from business-minded backgrounds, meaning employment and working for someone is never considered as an option, which has reflected on my attitudes towards opening my own business, as I have a network of positive examples and role models who have guided and nurtured this mentality into me, which is further supported by Scar and McCartney's study that suggests that people make much more informed decisions based on their own or other human experience rather than research knowledge. This then leads into the next factor, which is my previous work experience. I have worked in hospitality operations during my time at Hilton Hotel, Compass UK, and during my food and beverage university modules. And I felt it helped me to understand working for an organisation was not what I wanted to do, and I would prefer to have autonomy, otherwise known as being my own boss. This then links into the economical and non-profit factors. The non-profit factors would be to be my own boss, otherwise known as autonomy. However, there is also a sense of wealth creation behind my decision. The Indian cuisine sales have been forecasted to grow by 13% over the next 5 years, economically showing that this is a good and secure market to be present within. All of these factors have then led me to believe that I'm a made entrepreneur rather than a born entrepreneur. Now to look at all the skills needed. What are the skills needed and do I have them? Being an entrepreneur is linked to many skills, some of which are the most relevant to me would be flexibility, commitment, determination, high confidence, people skills, risk-taking, ambition, work ethic, and passion. Now to look at if I actually have these skills. This section talks about the big 5-dimension personality test and some of the scores achieved, but also how each would help me with being enterprising and with my career aspiration. Ashton suggests that personality traits refer to the differences amongst individuals in a typical tendency to behave, think, or feel in some conceptual related way. Openness to experience, I scored 62%. This is a middle range, which means that whilst I hold the ability to be imaginative and appreciate creativity, as well as being open minded, there is still a bigger sense of practicality and realistic views that cloud my opinion, meaning there is room to improve on this trait. Conscientiousness, also known as work ethic, came in at 96%. This is a very high range that shows being highly efficient, well organised, disciplined, and conscientious. Being organised is an essential skill needed for an entrepreneur, as there are many factors that need to be considered when opening a business, as does being efficient. This also suggests that my managerial style will be more task orientated. Extroversion scored 37%. This is a low middle score, which indicates someone who is more reserved and formal, but also holds traits of being friendly, assertive, and enjoys working with others. This shows a slight weakness, and being an entrepreneur means coming into contact with many people daily, and whilst being formal is desirable, being able to socialise and network is essential. Agreeableness came in at 85%. This is a high range and indicates high level of compassion, good nature, and eager to please. And lastly, natural reactions came in at 44%. This is a middle-low range, meaning not getting easily upset in stressful situations, but can occasionally experience negative emotional reactions and being prone to worry, which as a business owner needs to be a much lower score due to all the different responsibilities needed to be taken on as a business owner. Vecchio took the 5-trait personality test and applied it to entrepreneurship and adapted a new model. In my opinion, I fall here on this model. As previously discussed, I would like autonomy, but there is a higher risk related to being a newly graduate going straight into opening their own business. But it's due to a self-belief in my own abilities and the ideas that I want to carry out, increasing the need for achievement. So now to look at being enterprising. There are many different definitions to what enterprising and entrepreneurship means. The one that I found most suited and relatable to was the process by which individuals, either on their own or inside organisations, pursue opportunities without regards to the resources they currently control, which is very relevant to me as I would be a new graduate going straight out of university with very limited resources. Being an entrepreneur. So what kind of entrepreneur am I? According to Eldridge and the GEM theory, I fall under being the ambiguous entrepreneur, who according to them starts small and often remains small, but above all likes to be their own boss. However, I do not fully believe that I wish to remain small. I also feel that I fall under the social entrepreneur, as I will combine my skills and attributes with the social and the community, as the inspiration for me wanting to become an entrepreneur has come from the community that I was surrounded by. How to stay enterprising after opening my business. Celebrating mistakes. It is unlikely that everything I will do will be successful, but using them to learn from is an important factor needed. Embracing change. As trends and times change, so will the needs and wants for my consumers. Being able to embrace this will help me to continue to grow as an individual and my business, which leads into finding opportunities. Being an entrepreneur doesn't just end with opening a business. The key to being continuously successful is identifying the opportunities profit-wise and personally. Trusting my choices. Part of being an entrepreneur is being your own boss and also listening to other people. However, it's important in believing and trusting my choices, and that will be a key trait to helping me stay enterprising. Accept limitations. When you open a business, it may not be possible to expand within the first, second, or even third year, whilst trying to turn over a healthy profit and paying back initial investments. That doesn't make me unsuccessful, and when the time is right to expand, I will. But until then, accepting certain limitations and not trying to push myself to unrealistic targets, which can cause more damage in the long run. And lastly, invest in you as much as the business. Being an entrepreneur is using an idea and bringing it into action. However, to be enterprising is to continuously invest in myself and increase my skill set and knowledge and continues to grow and learn. Next steps. I will now explain a plan of action that I have made in order to help me successful and reach my end goal using SMART targets. The first one is to prepare a business plan for myself and investors, including finances and market research. This will be measurable by having a full report of all the business details from menus to financial forecasts. This is achievable and relevant, as before opening a business, having a plan of action is needed and to know all the details necessary. The time frame given to this target is for July 2018. The second target is to increase my openness to experience. Being open-minded to experiences and to increase my creative flow will be done through travelling after university alone as a personal development target, as this is something I've never done before. This will be measurable by becoming more open-minded to new ideas and experience, even if that means taking myself out of my comfort zone. This is achievable, and this is relevant as it will help to keep my business innovative, and being creative is valuable entrepreneurial skill. Thirdly, lower my negative emotional reactions using therapeutic and activities to help reduce anxiety and stress levels in order to lower my negative reactions. This is measurable by in stressful conditions being able to stay calm and manage the situations without becoming overwhelmed. This is also achievable. This is relevant as there are many times situations can arise and being able to deal with them efficiently is needed. This is a personal development target and will be worked on within the next 6 months. And lastly, presenting my business concept. Specifically, this is to initiate the process of beginning the business with a pitch to my bank/investors. This will be measurable by being able to showcase my passion and knowledge and research of my business and make them fully believe in my abilities to make my ideas work. This is also achievable. This is relevant as I need to be able to relate my dedication to my business, as I am the face of my business and I need to be able to represent it well. The time frame given for this is October 2018. Finally, I would like to end with a quote that I found very inspiring by Vince Lombardi, which is, "The price of success is hard work, dedication to the job at hand, and the determination that whether we win or we lose, we have applied the best of ourselves to the task at hand." Thank you for watching. For a full reference list, please refer to the assignment document.